Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissic. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
And now here comes Kansas City as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now it's Hunt. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
Mostert. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. Here's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now Rashad Penny, and he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 8 yards there on a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the 2nd half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Looking for Kelsey. He's got a man. Complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Mahomes now on first down. Flush to his right. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Working from the gun, Mahomes. The Conley's got it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. K.J. Wright able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the kick by Butker is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. On second down, Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Not that time for Watkins. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Let's go get it, baby. Let's go. Four down. No, check that. We're like 52 right here. Let's go, D. 14.
Now Wilson on second down. It's caught. Lockett. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Seahawks on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
I'll go special.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. He's to the 10, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin as the first half is winding down, and the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Ready! Green 90! Green 90!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Let's go! White 90! White 90!
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. So we are at halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Gotta go.
This is Mostert, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On second down, here's Penny. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
On third down, Wilson. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. D. Ford in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. A great return there of 22 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Chiefs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. D. Ford in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
4 down.
Now it's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out come the Chiefs now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I think you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work,
and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Janikowski good with the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far,
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
To throw, it's Mahomes. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and forever. Now Mahomes. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it is incomplete. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Run left, run left.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And the Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. They go read option with Wilson. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
One play at a time, guys. Let's go.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead going to an opposite color jersey.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Mahomes now to throw. And going deep for Hill. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bobby Wagner coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Throwing now is Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Okay, partner, hyperbole alert, all right? I think that this has got to be the best game I've seen this secondary play this entire season. Doesn't matter whether they've been in man, zone, they've reacted, communicated, and really made plays on the football.
They absolutely have. And the play on that last deep ball, maybe the best example of it, they've been solid all game long. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now Wilson back into his end zone. Over the middle, complete. That's Baldwin. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. 1st down. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Now Mostert trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down.
Gun. 4 down. Check. Bang out. Bam. 85, I'm coming for you. Here we go. Hey, gun. 4 down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down.
Tempo. 95, 95. Check, check, check.
Shotgun.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Got it.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
And being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And now here comes Kansas City. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Here's Mahomes to throw, being chased out left. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is down to 28-10. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here. But let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Seahawks. And it would appear they're on their way to victory now. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Colby Listenby, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Out to kick is Janikowski. This one taken just inside the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On first down, Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Now a desperation throw. And got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys who's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even